him black?
Just to give you a little bit of history. My favorite band of all time, Parliament Funkadelic, led by George Clinton. 1975 was the year. They actually coined the term Chocolate City. And they even did an album entitled it Chocolate City. Dedication to Washington, D.C. Why? Because D.C. was predominantly black. 77% of my city was black. Today, it's at 40. And nobody cried about that at all. A lot of you all at some point asked a valid question, I'm sure. That question probably would have went a little something like this. I wonder why those blacks clean up their neighborhoods. Am I correct? Well, 1988, a group of men with bow ties and suits on came into my aunt's neighborhood. Paradise, that is. Northeast DC. And it got so bad around there where they actually was fighting drug dealers with their fist, no weapons. You guys deemed that group anti-Semitic, violent, and overall dangerous. And when they was removed, it got even worse. And guess what happened? Ronald Reagan deployed the National Guard into the streets of DC. And in my neighborhood in particular, also in Northeast DC, I remember them dropping a big spotlight right on the corner when I was a youngin'. Now, before you get into what party Ronald Reagan was affiliated with, I could take you back to 1968. 1968, Lyndon Baines Johnson also deployed the military into the streets of DC. And let's move forward to 1991. Well, let's go to 1990. Because in 1990, it was the media that actually coined DC as the unaliving capital of the United States, right? That same year, I believe we had 479 unalivings that year. No tears. Fast forward to 1991. I remember a man who just recently left the White House said out of his mouth when he was in Senate, lock all of those sons of bitches up. They created the 91 crime bill. And wasn't it Strom Thurmond that he joined forces with to author that bill?
Yep.
Being that Strom Thurmond was a documented racist, I remember that Strom voted against the Voter Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act of 64 and 65.
Yes, he did.
Where was your tears? 47% of my men went to prison, all because of they were selling or addicted to a drug that we didn't even manufacture. I remember a former first lady came out of her mouth and said that we...
And I gotta stop him right there, man. That was so strong. That's so strong right there. 47% of black men went to prison out of DC. All over a drug that we didn't manufacture, either sold it or used it. But we didn't make it. It was put in our city, or was put in DC. And to this day, there'll be people that blame addicts, they'll blame the young people for the drugs, being caught up in drugs. They will not even consider, even think about blaming how the hell the drugs get there. It wasn't magic. It wasn't magic. As if people knew when they first started using it that it would become an addictive thing. There were lots of drugs. People smoke weed. Nobody really ever broke into your hot well. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things you do for weed and things you don't do for weed. But anyway, the point is, very seldom do people think about the ramifications of what happened. There's a lot of finger pointing, even amongst black people to black people, about that era and about drugs in general. And very little reflection on maybe that was intentional. I don't know. Let's keep going. My brother.
We didn't even manufacture. I remember a former first lady came out of her mouth and said that we were super predators and said that we needed to be brought to a heel. And that same woman was given the Margaret Sanger Award. And she said she actually loved Margaret Sanger, praised her for all of her work in our communities.
Yep.
And Margaret Sanger, she's known for one thing, being a founder of, and the name that I won't say. But I do remember vividly that Margaret Sanger had an interest in creating a women's only chapter of the Triple K folks. Now that same lady, who was a former first lady, you wanted us to actually make her our president. Interesting. Then came the 1994 crime bill, where he doubled down, once again, making it tougher, right? This time, using old Billy to sign it. And then not only that, in 1994, what else did they do to hurt black men? They created the Bureau of Support Enforcement. And what's so sad about it is, a lot of men went to jail after that. And then the jobs that they claimed to have created, a lot of men couldn't get because they had records. Interesting, but no tears. I find it interesting that today we're seeing history repeat itself. The only difference is my people. We're now following suit and coddling media who have always displayed disrespect for my people. Y'all seem to be on the wrong side of everything. We got babies out here being mowed down in the streets. And because you did a big number with your policies on my men, now the children have become the oppressors and the women rule over them. Interesting, because that's biblical. That's Isaiah 3:12. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I just want you to know I'm tired. I'm tired of funerals. I'm tired of skipping funerals because that might get shot up, right? One day y'all gonna learn to be honest. But at the end of the day, this is why I don't like y'all. And this is also why none of this is really bothering me. Clean it up.
Next on deck.
One thing about this video that I enjoyed it so much, man, is just the authenticity of it, and that he makes a lot of points, a lot of historical facts. He just stated facts. The Margaret Sanger, the Hillary Clinton, the Joe Biden, but deeper than that, man, just a condition of how it didn't matter what party was in power, how they treated Black Americans, how they treated Black Americans in the city of Washington, D.C., and how the value of our lives was never really in the equation when they made decisions. And now that we're going to make it, and once again, now that they're going to make this decision, I've seen countless videos of people going, this is great, this is great. It harkens me back, because I've done a lot of research about what happened during the 94 crime bill, or the 91, and I always wonder, like, what was the conditions at the time that made people not see that this was a bad idea? Desperate people. Desperate people, man, going, we need safety, we need security, we need something. People have been saying that for a long time, and then there have been some improvements in D.C., right? But it's not, it could be better. And I don't think this brother, I don't think DJ Knock is saying it shouldn't be improved. He's saying we tried to improve it. And then they said the wardens. They sent in powerful people, powers to be, to shut down us trying to do something about our own community. Then they put drugs in, and then they threw us in jail, and it's a cycle. I'm not saying we don't need to do anything. I'm just saying what you're proposing we do, what's really effective, requires more than just locking people up, throwing people away. That is all I'm saying. That it's a nuance to it. Requires more things than just that to fix the problem. Because this problem was created by more than just something that's, one thing, or pick people up. That'll do it. Right? So people say it's not going to just be, Tim, you just can't have social programs. I get that. Why come it can't be both, man? Why come it can't be, we got to get violent people out the way? Can't have violence. No one's advocating to let violent people stay on the streets hurting people. Violence is never good. No one supports, I do not support violence. Maybe some people do. I do not support people who out here committing violence upon other people. I don't know why that would be, you would even imagine somebody was supporting that. You ever had any violence? I've been robbed at gunpoint, had guns to my head, dog. What are you talking about? Of course, that's not good. I didn't think I'd have to say, I don't support violence. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I'm a fucking dad. I'm a dad. I'm a grown-ass man with kids and grandkids now. And even before then, I didn't support violence. But for some people, you got to tell them. Because just because I say we need programs to get people opportunities, to get people out of the street, people need things to do, places to be. I remember Marion Barry. Had summer programs that gave young people work in the summer so they had something to do. They had recreation centers that were open so people could go play basketball, play sports. There were different things that have been done to try to. It doesn't solve everything. I'm not saying it solves everything, but man, back to DJ Nuck, man. DJ Nuck. We're gonna rap on Saturday, right? We're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna hope that these Bammers will tune in and like try to get an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because young, we need this. This needs to happen. These conversations need to be happening with people that actually care. First of all, go see DJ Knock on TikTok. Go find him. Go follow him now. And I called him Big Brother Tyrese. I know he heard that before. I say, is this Tyrese? Fast and Furious, what you doing on TikTok? I see some people way too overjoyed about, they don't care about the condition of the people as long as they feel like those people are out their way. Because they have no connection to DC or the people that are there. They have no connection. They see nothing. They, as Knock pointed out, the city was almost 80% black, and now it's like 40% black. And these people wanted to be 2% black. They wanted to get down to 8, like California, like LA. Then they'll be happy. Gentrification is a real thing. And that's part of what this, I think, part of the play is gentrification, is to get the last remnants of black people up out of DC and send them to the suburbs of Maryland or Virginia, if they can. And just to go ahead and make that move. That's what they're trying to do. But I'm seeing people way too excited, way too happy about the displacement of people and no remedies for the people that are there. As if those people's lives don't matter. As if good people don't get swept up in that transformation through this agenda. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. There are no easy answers. It's a multifaceted problem, right? And some people just want to wave a magic wand, and I don't think some people waving a magic wand really give a damn about anybody at all. I think it's for political reasons. I think it's for money, and I think it's for, perception. And some people, I don't think they're savvy enough to see through it. But I hope you see through it. Remember, tune in Saturday. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. I don't know what we're going to agree on, or if you're going to disagree on some things, agree on some things, but whatever, it's going to be a great conversation. It's going to be real, because ain't nobody caping for either party. He's not a Democrat or Republican. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. We're going to talk because we brothers.
The Tim Black Show streams Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wolfpack.